haven't been here in a minute, huh? Let's take a minute to talk about the future of this channel, or should I say, the lack of a future of this channel. Because I've made a decision that I'm gonna stop posting these videos. No, it's not a dream, or rather a nightmare. You're not gonna wake up. This is real life. Now, as to why I want to stop, well, I've kind of realized that I need to focus on my priorities. Like, doing YouTube is really fun and all, for the most part, but I need to focus on stuff like my career and like make sure I don't drown in student debt. Those are like, like the two main things. They're like, kind of small, but they happen to eat up some of my time. So that's basically the main reason I want to stop. And I do enjoy making these videos, but having the pressure to have to make a video, that's kind of like defeating the purpose, right? Like, I should be able to do it as a relaxing activity, but if I'm also setting a routine where it's like, okay, I have to get video out every 2 weeks, that's kind of like defeating the purpose, And on the same hand, I know if I don't have that routine, and I don't tell myself I have to upload every 2 weeks, I'm not gonna upload. So I'm not gonna make some promise, like, oh, I'll upload in the future, just trust me, and then just not do it, because I'd rather be honest and be like, deliberate about what I'm planning on doing with the channel. You see, when I was at school, I didn't have that much time, and that was one of the biggest problems for this whole year, and that's mostly because of my lack of priorities. I wasn't like studying super effectively, and my diet was also kinda butt, so yeah, but it all boiled down to a lack of time. And that was when I was still editing my videos, so first my idea was, oh, I'll just cut back on the editing and then, we'll be good. But now I'm realizing that if I keep having this routine like I mentioned, there's just like no point. Because I'm not getting the enjoyment because I have it on a routine, but then I'm also not like, I'm not making money, I'm not getting crazy growth or anything, and I'm helping some people out, sure. I've had people tell me that I've helped them out, which is great, but there's like so many other people out there who are way more experienced than I am. And I can say that pretty confidently. I'm not being humble. Like, there are literally just people who have like read more books than me, had more experiences, like they've dealt with more setbacks. That there's literally just like better mentors on the internet than me. And out of all the mentors that I've had for these past like however many since I started like, self-improvement or whatever, I'd say that number one is Ruff. And you check him out in the description, but this guy has basically been like my complete inspiration, and you can definitely tell. You can definitely tell if you go and watch his videos, but I genuinely think that if you're trying to improve your grades, improve your mental health, improve like whatever, just he literally covers like everything you need to know. So yeah. If you're gonna stop watching me, please go watch him. Tell him I sent you. There you go. If none of my other videos have helped you, then I hope this one will, because this is like the biggest, knowledge drop of everything that I've learned, the most important parts, like the 1% of like good information that I've learned, like the most important parts. So the first biggest thing that I want to drop on you is that diet is one of the most important parts of your life. You can see my video on dieting for how I diet, but even I don't have it perfect. Like, you gotta tinker with it, because everyone's body is different, because I run, and if you don't run, like, you're not burning off as many calories, so then your diet is like mixed up with how much you need to eat, and you know how it is. But I mean, along with good sleep and like healthy mental, that is literally like how you perceive the world. Like, when I have had times where I haven't eaten enough calories, I've literally just like perceived the world differently. Like, if you have good eats, you will literally perceive the world differently. That's like the level of like difference that will make in your life. So yeah, please prioritize eating, eating enough, eating healthy foods. If you're trying to focus, I would recommend avoiding carbs. That'll make you a lot more focused. And yeah, diet is very important. Second thing I want to mention is the importance of prioritization. Like I said earlier, I kind of didn't prioritize too much during school, which meant I didn't fully enjoy it as much as I wanted to, which was a shame. And I think this YouTube channel was maybe a little part of that. I really didn't need to keep going, and my videos have helped people, but like I said, again, there's way more other people who are more experienced and can provide more insight. You don't have to miss me too much, there's other people out there. It's always scary when you have to think about the future and start prioritizing and start asking yourself questions like, what do I want to do this month, this week, this year, this next 5-10 years of my life? What do I want to do? it's a scary question to answer, but I realize that every single time I do set aside time to think about the future and set goals, I never regret it. Never ever regret thinking about the future. And that leads me directly onto my third point, which is to have a purpose. I feel like the least fulfilling times in my life were the times when I was questioning everything and I didn't know if I was going in the right direction. When I wasn't sure if I was making progress towards something meaningful, if my time was actually going into something that had a return, that just feels like so unfulfilling for me. But then, when I had stuff like that I know I could do, like I had projects I was working on, or I was in school working on my studies, when I put time into that, it felt so much more rewarding because I realized this is getting me something, I am confident this is the right thing that I'm doing. So if you don't have a purpose and you're just doing it I'm just doing it just because, you're obviously not going to work as hard, and it's also, you're not going to feel as confident about it. You're not just going to want to do it. And you might as well just want to do something, right? You can't just go around not wanting to do anything. So don't be afraid to just set aside some time, think about your goals, and decide on a goal. Decide where you want to go. It can be vague, but, decide on where you want to go and decide how you're going to get there. Now, the fourth thing that I want to talk about is to not be afraid to change. I feel like whenever I would get, into a comfortable routine and I think I'd have everything all figured out, I wouldn't want to change. I'd be scared to change because, you can't predict change. You can predict a routine, it's going to be the same every day, but you can't predict change. And that makes it really uncomfortable. But I also realized that if you don't change, you won't make any progress. You can see my video I made on that, Seek Truth from Facts. But, yeah, it's really scary to change, but it's also really important. As an example of this, my college routine left me pretty miserable. Like I said, I forced myself to do a bunch of stuff and it just wasn't super happy all the time. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I definitely could have managed it a bit better. But I was also too scared to change. I didn't want to drop the YouTube channel. I didn't want to drop the clubs I was in, the extracurriculars. I wanted to keep all that. There's other stuff that I didn't want to change, like my study habits. And where did that leave me? In the exact same spot. So I was already partially unhappy, and then I didn't change, and nothing changed. I stayed the same way. So it's like the quote, if nothing changes, then nothing's going to change. I said that in one of my other videos, and I think it's still true. If you're unhappy and nothing's changing, then nothing's gonna change. It's up to you to be brave and make some change and just see where it goes. And besides, if you're already unhappy, then what do you have to lose by changing, right? You can just get so much happier if you just take that leap and make some change. And now, number 5, this is the biggest lesson that I want to drop on you. It's actually a story, and there's a lot that you can learn from the story, trust me. You might have heard it before, but it goes something like this. So there was this fisherman, and this fisherman goes out to sea every morning, and he comes back in the afternoon with all the fishes he's collected. And he goes with his family, and he cooks up the fish, and he eats it, and he enjoys spending time with them. And then one day, a businessman comes up to the fisherman, and he says, well, you're already fishing in the morning, you might as well just stay out there all day, and you can get some more money. And I mean, that makes sense. But then the fisherman's like, well, why do I need more money? And the businessman's like, well, you can upgrade your boat, you can buy new clothes, you can become a more efficient fisher, you can get better gear. It's like, okay, so why do I need to do that? It's like, okay, well, once you have better gear, you can get a better boat, you can get people to fish for you, so that you don't even have to fish yourself. He's like, okay, but why would I do that? And you understand, it just keeps going and going and going. Fisherman says, why? At the end, he has a conglomerate, he's Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon's fisherman, and then he's he asks why one more time, and it's oh, well, now you can enjoy time with your family and you don't have to work anymore because you have so much money. And the fisherman's like, well, I'm already doing that. I'm already enjoying time with my family. I'm already eating fish with them. I won't claim to have all the answers about what this story's saying, but I think that some of the lessons are pretty obvious. If you just keep saying, oh, I'll be happy once I have this fishing gear, or oh, I'll be happy once I have people fishing for me, or oh, I'll be happy once I don't know what own Amazon, then you'll never be happy, because you just keep delaying it over and over again. There's delayed gratification, and then there's delaying the enjoyment. And I think that's a really important distinction. If you don't have life enjoyment and self-love at the beginning, you won't find it on the journey. I'm sorry to tell you. You have to start with it before you can make some serious progress and have a fulfilling life. And I'll be honest, I haven't learned this all yet. This is definitely something I'm still working on, trying to, be okay with myself, even when I have like a lazy day, or I don't do as much as I want to. It's definitely pretty hard, but I feel like this is probably one of the most important lessons that I can learn in my life. Because when I first started this channel 52 weeks ago, I thought that self-improvement was all about little hacks to make you more productive, or ways that you can improve your grades, or ways that you can get ahead of everybody else. But now I'm starting to realize that that's not what self-improvement is all about. It's called self-improvement because you're trying to improve yourself so that you can enjoy your life more. So as you go along your self-improvement journey, don't forget to take along yourself so that you can keep self-improving. Don't get lost in pursuing some goal, or just forgetting about life enjoyment just so you can reach some goal and then be happy. Because the truth is, if you spend time and truly appreciate yourself and take care of yourself, then you'll want to do that. You'll want to get that job, because then that'll make you even happier in the future. You'll want to go for a run because it'll make you feel happier in the future. You'll want to do all these things because you appreciate yourself. It's basically like, I love myself so much that I'm gonna do this hard thing right now so that I can feel better in the future. So if there's one last thing that I'm gonna drop on you before I end this video, my final video, it's this: don't forget the true meaning of self-improvement. Don't lose the self in self-improvement. The whole reason we do any of this isn't to make more money, it's not to get more fame, it's to find more enjoyability and fulfillment in your life. And if your life isn't giving you enjoyment and fulfillment, then it's a sign that you need to change. And that's what self-improvement is all about. That was a lot dumped on you. Sorry, I just wanted to, get that all out there since this is my last video. I hope you learned something from this video or one of my other videos. They're not all of the best quality, I'd say, but yeah, I hope you learned something. But yeah, that's all that I have for now, and thank you so much for watching. Let's keep making progress, alright? Okay? You promise? You promise to keep making progress? Even if I don't upload? You promise? Okay. I believe you. So yeah. That's all I've got for now. Bye.